Okay, I believe we are actually up and running live. I think it tells me that we are.
Yes, I see it.
Do you see it?
I see it. I see
Well,
me.
well, well. Oh, there I am.
That's
All
awesome.
right. Cool. Well, in that case, then I guess we'll get this thing started. Sorry, everybody. We are 13 minutes late on hashtag Rise and Grind. But as you know, my name is Glenn Lundy, and I am a husband to one, a father to six, going on seven, and the general manager at Dan Cummins Chevrolet and Buick in Paris, Kentucky, the second largest used car franchise dealership in America. It is 5:44 a.m., not our normal 5:30. I hope you're ready to rise and grind. You guys, we have had a little bit of chaos this morning, and I'm positive, 100% positive, it's all my fault. Danelle has been sitting here ready to rock and roll. It is 3:30 in the morning, Colorado time, and she's been dealing with my untech savviness, if you could even call that a word, as we get this thing rolling this morning. So we're here a little bit late, but we are here. I hope you guys are all having an incredible morning. Miss Danelle Delgado, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I could not be better because I have more hours in the day today than most people will get.
You are so awesome. And look at that hoodie you rocking. That is a gorgeous. I absolutely
Favorite.
love it.
My favorite. There is none more comfortable. It's so comfy. It's like the best. I wear it all the time.
And you got your little thumb hole there. My wife loves the little thumb holes.
Yes, yes. My kids try and steal it, and I'm like, back up, back the truck up. This one's mine.
That's awesome. Hey, all right, Danelle, we've got to introduce you real quick. Some of these people on the show may or may not know you. I've been talking about you all week long because I'm super excited to have you on the show. So why don't you just give us a little brief, who is Danelle Delgado?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I'm just blessed to be on here with you. You are incredible, right? So I'm excited to talk about that. But
Thank you.
I'm an entrepreneur, right? A multipreneur. I love the business world and I love people. Started a while ago, but I really train entrepreneurs to scale their businesses. I teach them how to monetize their gifts, their skills. I think most people undervalue their talent, and they also underutilize their skills. So that's basically what I do, both online and around the world at retreats and speaking around the globe. It's pretty awesome to live the dream.
Speaking around the globe, let's talk about that because you were at GrowthCon in March. Josh Cummins and I went to this GrowthCon, right? And I'm down there at the GrowthCon, and I'm a little shell shocked because I've been following Grant Cardone for 19 years, but I'd never actually met the guy. So I'm chasing, he's much smaller than I imagined, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Giant personality, right?
right.
Yes.
Right. So I'm like chasing him around. I'm wanting to meet him. And of course, Damon John's going to be there. And there's a couple names that I don't know on the roster, but I know Grant always brings the fire wherever it is. So I'm at the Growth Con. I'm watching all these different speakers, and up comes Danelle Delgado. And I'm thinking, who's Danelle Delgado? I don't know who Danelle Delgado is. And I start watching you, and you've got me raising my hand and putting my hand down and raising my hand and putting my hand down. And then at one point, you said, who watches Grant Cardone's videos, reads his books, knows all his stuff? Raise your hand. And I raised my hand. And then you said, now, who's knows all the stuff and is not applying it in their everyday life? If you're that guy, keep your hand up. And when I looked up and saw my hand still standing in the air, that was the moment Danelle Delgado changed my life. So first, I want to say thank you for pushing me to become more and live life bigger. And then I guess my question to you is, how'd you get on that stage, and what is that like impacting lives all over the world?
you know, I think it started by asking myself that same question, right? I was always a student to everything that I learned. Um, but I always wondered, like, if they did it, why could I not? Right. Like, since I was little, I'd watch somebody do something and I'd always try to do it, no matter if I was too young, not skilled, not strong enough. And so, that's kind of a thing. I think I was born with hunger. I think I was born with ambition. And I think it drove everyone nuts who was around me. Right. But if you want to look at the stage, right, everybody has a vision once in a while. When I first started Life Intended, which is my company, what everything is under, what I train entrepreneurs on, I put up a picture, and it was of a giant audience and a stage. And all I did was picture myself on that stage all the time, right? But I didn't just want to speak, because it actually made me really nervous to speak in front of people, right? Like, my very first speaking engagement, I threw up behind stage. It was like, it was like really gross, sorry. But I still have quite a bit of stage fright when I do those things. I have a lot of tools that I use now to kind of get rid of it. And once I get out there, I'm great. But the before is like a disaster for me, because I want everything done well. So I didn't want to be on stage just to be on stage. I wanted to be the person who had done something worthy of sharing. And, that when I would see that picture, it was my screensaver for years as I was building a business, was do something so big, leave people better than you found them, become so skilled, the 1-year results require, I talk about, that somebody asks you to speak on stage. So I'd been training entrepreneurs. I'd been doing elite retreats. I did this online course called the Influencers Circle. What I had done is, I built all these businesses. I did really well in sales. I worked my guts out, man. I was really bad before I got good. Like, I tell people this story all the time, where I did like 66 meetings. I had them all written down. In the month of December, I signed like 0 sales, like 0. It was so bad. But I got good because of it. So the next month I signed 144. I made like my first,
Wow.
big salary that month. And I was like, I am rich, right? 1 month, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
So I built myself up. I built all this stuff, and, I said, man, I'm training all these people to sell stuff they don't care about so they can do what they care about. Why don't I just teach people how to monetize what they care about? I'm like, I feel like I'm adding a step in here for people. And so I wanted to train people. That's what I was excellent at. I was good at speaking. I was good at motivating. I was good at reaching into a part of their gut and kicking them in a nice way and making them move. Right. I knew my skill set. And so I said, I'm going to train, but I don't want to train with anyone. I want to train with the best. And so I started figuring out how to build influence, how to build an audience. So as I did that, I only invited the top of the top speakers to come speak at my events. So Darren Hardy, Grant Cardone, right? All of those people. I was like, why would anyone want to learn from someone who's average? So I have to bring the best people. And people were like, well, yeah, but Danelle, you don't have any money. You're like starting these events, and it costs a lot to bring people in. And I'm like, yeah, but I know people who have money, and I'll just get them to pay because they want to know these people too. And, so I started doing sponsorships and all this stuff, and people were like, you are nuts. And I was like, I am right, but I might be nuts. That's okay. So I had my own events company, right? We're doing live events. We're doing all this. Then I did an online course called the Influencer Circle, and I taught people how I built this influence, how I became friends with all these people. So to get Grant to come to my event, right, you got to get his attention. So kind of hilarious. I read his book. I read 10X. 10X is what changed me. I truly believe. Corey Calvin introduced me to Grant's videos, and something about his voice and what he said, I was finally like, someone is speaking my language. They're not watering it down. They're telling me how it is. I got to quit setting small goals, So what happened was I started following him, right? I started I think we stalk him, right? I like
Yeah.
on Facebook, so it's okay. I started watching, do you remember Periscope? Like I started
Oh
watching
yeah. Oh
Periscope
yeah.
and Meerkat.
Meerkat.
Yeah. And he did one of these giveaways, and I won. Like I got his attention with my notes or something, and they were like, all right, you want a 5-minute coaching call with Grant. So I was so prepared, right? So prepared. He ate me for lunch, man. He
Oh
was
yeah.
live to everybody. And I was like, guys, everybody, I'm going live with Grant. So everybody I knew was watching
Sure.
and listening. And he just ate me for lunch. He's like, okay, so you've created all these 6-figure businesses. Why are you creating another one? Like, that's stupid. You've already done that. And he's like, you think events are going to make you millions of dollars? They're not going to make you millions of dollars. You know, I mean, he was just like,
Sure.
and I just sat there and people were like, didn't you feel stupid? And I was like, no, I felt great. Somebody was being honest with me.
That's
You
right. That's
know?
right. Yeah.
So he told me a couple things to do. He's like, instead of making it, a year, why would you not make it a month? And I was like, what an idea. Well, how would I do that? Right. So I did what he said. I implemented it, I think in 4 months, and I had my first 6-figure weekend. And
Wow.
I was like mind blown, right? I was like, yeah, this is way better. What was I doing? I should do this every month, right?
Right.
So then it was, it was just kind of all these things happened in a row. So I started sending videos to them, and I was like, Grant, I want you to come speak at one of my events. And he was like, great. It's, 30 grand or something back then, a couple years
Right.
ago. And I was
Right.
like, I was like, wow, so much for earning that. That's pretty much all I earned,
Right.
but
Yeah. He told me
so
he'd fly in and visit the dealership for me for 25 grand.
yes, right. Yeah, it's so
Just for
nice.
him to come by and just say hi.
Swing by. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So I literally started doing really creative videos and I sent them every single day. So I walked into a piano store and I rewrote the words to Piano Man and I like sang to him and sent it to the office. Then Corey took me up flying and we flew around Denver and I said, the city needs you, like I did. They were not little videos. They were
Right.
like, everything I got all in, please listen to me. Mike Bonnet from his office finally called and was like, okay, we see you, quit sending videos. like we know who you are. And so I sent one more.
Right. Of course. Absolutely.
Right. And just like Grant would.
Absolutely.
And then Jared called me and goes, okay, we played your video during the staff meeting. You're awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm awesome, but I want him to come speak. So they made a deal with me. He spoke once on a training call. Then he spoke at a live event. And then I built this influencer course and showed everybody how to build influence. And so one of my business partners from Australia rallied my troops, my tribe, they call them. They're amazing. I have the best tribe in the world online. And my tribe used what I taught them as a thank you to me. And they hunted Grant and got me on that stage.
That's incredible.
Hit him up on social media every single day. He literally messaged me, was like, Danelle, back him down. They're like crazy. Like, we love you. You're amazing. Get them to back off. And I was like, okay. So I messaged them. And in my big group of this course I was teaching, I go, hey guys, you did it. You got his attention. He messaged me, said, chill him out. And they're like, they rallied again and they go, double time.
That's right.
So, I mean, they were sending him the craziest videos. So he's finally on a live video going, who should I have speak? He was picking like the final speakers.
Right.
He just blew him up. And he's like, all right, I can see Danelle Delgado, you're coming to speak.
That's
right.
Amazing.
So that's kind of what started the long-term relationship. But both he and Elena have, there's a lot of big people in this world. Some of them are who they say they are. Some of them are not. Grant and Elena have been so kind to me and done so much for me continually. Like they, to their core, I'm forever grateful. They're amazing. Yeah.
That is amazing. That whole
Yeah.
story is amazing.
It's a
You're
long
amazing.
story. I don't know if you wanted a long story, but it's early and I can't control what's happening.
I love it. Let me ask you something, Danelle. Now, okay, so you've got three kids, right? You've got your three kids, and it wasn't till this was what, 7 years ago that you went kind of from the everyday kind of average lifestyle to living this more full, exciting life that you're living now.
Yes.
When you were first, well, I guess my question would be, what was the, oh my gosh, I've had enough of this
Yeah.
point for you? Like what was that point, and how did you start to make the transition to this new life that you're living?
Yeah. Great question. The like turning point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, you
I know
know,
that I have some single moms and stuff that like in my group, and I know I have people that struggle, in the group, and I know they have fears and insecurities, and they're like, well, I can't leave this job because I got to take care of the kids, and they're afraid of the change. And so I'm hoping maybe you could connect with them and get them to live life fully.
right, right. Well, I'll tell you if there's something in your gut that's telling you, right, that's your instinct telling you it's meant to be real, and every time you deny that, it's worse, right? I had been living like a mediocre life for a long time. I always knew I was a little bit exceptional, right? I just would go further, I'd do more, and I could never understand why people wouldn't, right? Like come on, show up. Like it's like group homework and one person does all the work. It was me doing all the work. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Like I never understood why people wouldn't do that. So when I got divorced, I never planned on that, right? Like we were great friends. I was married for 12 years, three little tiny kids. And that, like, it really broke a part of me, right? And I I was like, well, there's two choices, fight or flight, right? You can either give in or you can do something with your life and say, you know what? No, still I rise, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So but I was still like fighting a battle, like everybody's like, oh, she's a single mom, give her a break, right? They kind of like train you to have like a victim mentality when you're a single mom,
Sure,
like, oh,
sure.
you know, give her a little extra love. Can we do anything for you for Christmas? I was like, I'm not homeless. Like, right? Like it bothered me a little bit. Um then like I was building this and I was like angry building. Like I'm going to do this because, right? My three kids are counting on me and I think a lot of people get in that mode and they think anger is what's going to help them fight for like get mad, get even, go back, create success. And that mentality actually like hurt me a lot. I was like, this isn't working. And so what happened is all that stress, I like out overworked myself, never slept, was just trying to like force success. And I ended up getting really sick. I got cancer. And I had had a radiation treatment and I was like laying on the floor in the bathroom and it was like I just felt hot everywhere. It was like I was, breathing fire. It's not a great thing to go through.
Sure.
And I got up and I looked in the mirror and I just remember not even recognizing myself. And I said, you're in danger of never recovering. Like this anger, this try and fight for it, prove people wrong. Um, you know, this mentality is not good for you. Um, like you're meant to do life with life. You are joy, you are hunger, you are service, and all these things that I really was. I looked in the mirror and I was like, they're gone. Where did they go? Where did they
Yeah.
go? I was living this life. And so I did. I said, you're in danger of never recovering. You start again now. And Corey had started me on the gratitude journal, writing down 10 things I was grateful for every single day, 3 goals, something I was learning every day. I was pouring into personal development.
Mhm.
And, when you grow up in a certain way, we are our experiences, and I had to reset those. I had to retrain my brain and fill it so full of new knowledge that old knowledge had no room. Right.
Yeah,
So
totally.
when something bad would happen, I'd go do something good. When like I was like reverse everything you know, right? You can't do it. You're this. Fill it with, of course you can. So-and-so did it, and so-and-so did it, right? The I Fart app made more money than most people ever make. Come on. Like, you gotta put things in perspective. And so it was like, fill your mind with truth and the doubt, fear, guilt, anger, pain. You got to get rid of them. You have to completely eliminate them from your life. That is not how you're meant to live. It's not poor me. It gets to be me today, every day. And so, at 30, when you get cancer and, life kind of shifts, you're like, I don't know how long I'm going to get. What if I can't provide for my kids? And what I do this year is going to provide for them the rest of their life. It shifts things in you. And so, I think that's why I speak with such passion and such fire. Like, why do you have the skills, the training in your hands and you're not using them? How dare you waste your life? Right? What if you don't get it? What if you get cancer, you get it again, right? It's very common. So, so I think that's what did it for me is I was like, I'm not wasting one more day being angry, mad, doing something to prove something to someone else. I'm going to live with joy, with fire, with ambition. I'm going to learn everything I need to learn, and I'm going to leave people better than I found them. And I don't care what they do to me, right? I don't care. Hate me, rip me to shreds, right? Make fun of me, say I'm never going to do it. I don't care. I love you. Right? I don't care, right? I am great. Goodness. How can I help you? Right? You do good to other because of who you are, not who they are. And so I blended the two of entrepreneurship and, the joy tornado. And it just was a level of vibration in life that I felt like the world couldn't touch me anymore. Like, go ahead, come at me. I got you. Right?
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. You are giving me goosebumps again right now at 5:30 in the morning. I'm supposed to be like looking down at the next question. I can't take my eyes off of you. You are like, I just cannot. The show is already technically over. It should have ended. It should have ended 3 minutes ago. I have like 12 questions on here. I've asked 3, but I just your passion. Oh, it's so electrifying. I love it. And I feel like you just took me back to March again, like you did last year when you took me back in March and you just kicked me in the gut. And you're like, dude, use your stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Look what you did, right? Thousands of people there, Glenn. You're the only one out of all of them who continually kept tabs on me and told me your progress, said, this is what we're doing. I'm still doing it, right? You're the one. They say there's 1%. That's you, right? I've stood in audiences. I've gone, here's my phone number. You need help. You call me. You know how many people have exercised that? Yeah, 3 or 4. Are they nuts?
What?
Right? I'm not giving out my phone number anymore. Things have changed, right?
Right.
But look at what you're doing. And then look, you create Rise and Grind. Like, people, are you crazy? I keep adding people in there every week. I'm like, yeah, you should be in there, right? Because I'm like, look at this guy. Like, you're the exact reason I would probably not wake up at 3:30 for very many people in my world.
I am honored.
We're the one, right? But you continually do. I'm like, dude, whatever you need, right? You're making a difference in the world. You sell cars, okay? But Rise and Grind Nation is rising and making a difference. Like, this is in your spare time, right? You're the one that you live it. Yeah.
That's it means a lot. That means a lot coming from you, especially. And yeah, man, it's been quite the change, and I still feel like I've got to go further and harder, and I got a lot. What's that?
I'm just getting started.
We're just getting started. And that's why, I was like, when the first thing I thought with the show, I'm like, I'm going to start bringing guests in. And of course I thought about you because I just, because you're just stinking awesome. And then I'm like, Danelle's not going to want to do my show. Like, Danelle's big time. All those things creep into your mind. All these fears start to creep into your mind, and that's when I was like, no, shut up, dude. Like, just freaking go. Like, go after it. Make sure you're making enough noise. Make sure you're helping people. But I was floored when I called you or messaged you, and you were just like, instantly, like 60 seconds later, you're like, yes, absolutely, I'll do it. So that was incredible. Look, I want to talk to you from now until like 2027, but we have to cut it off because we're on a show. And so I have to cut it off and let people get to the gym and stuff like that. Cause out here we're rolling. I don't know what you're gonna do. You're probably gonna go back to bed or something, right?
No. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
no way, right?
Yeah, now I'm up. Let's take on the day.
All right. Well, I might have to bring you back on for a second show
You
sometime later. I'm going to be talking to I'm planning in June, talking to all powerful women in June. So maybe I'll bring you back on in June. But
you'll do it for
what's
my
that?
new house. We'll do it for my new house.
Perfect. You got a new place coming up?
I did. Yes. Yeah, it's the dream spot.
Really?
9 years of hard work. Yes.
That's so awesome. Well,
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Bigger
All
place
right.
to bring people over.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Before we get out of here, I like to do something called a 2-minute takeaway. And the 2-minute takeaway is your opportunity to just speak to whoever's hanging in with us at 6:10 a.m. Just speak to them and just give them something, some kind of tip, some kind of takeaway, something that you want to share with them that they can maybe put in place today, this week, this month, something like that. I know you know what I'm talking about. So 2-minute takeaway, Danelle Delgado, go.
Absolutely. All right. If I only had 2 minutes and you had to make a difference in someone's world, I would tell you every single day you wake up, write down 10 things you're grateful for, right? You immediately put on an audio book, right? You are filling your brain with the right stuff every single day. And the first hour of your day is spent getting yourself healthy, strong, mentally, physically, right? You spend that time. You don't speak to a soul until you are ready to make a difference in this world. Everything will change, right? Gratitude, competence, all those things lead to the confidence to get you exactly what you need. And every single day, right? I wake up and I literally, I was raised by two people, right? Grandma was always like, today's the first day of the rest of your life. Grandpa was the realist. Like, not everybody made it today. You better get after it, right? And I lived like the ladder, right? Not everybody made it today. You did. Wake up, make it count. You don't waste your moments, your words on terrible things, nasty things, right? Taste your words before you spit them out. The only way to get them in the right moment is to know that today gets to be you. Wake up, be grateful, study hard, and put it in action. That's what I'd say.
You are so strong. You are so strong.
Do it.
That morning routine, gratitude, goals, feeding the mind, that's been a life changer for me as well. It's
How
so
you
huge. So
restart
I'm
your
glad that you said that. Yeah, that first hour, man. I remember in the past, like the first hour of my day belonged to everyone else on the planet.
Yep.
And my life was terrible. It was just terrible because I just gave that first hour away. Now that first hour belongs to me from 4:30 to 5:30. That's my time. And I know that everybody I've talked to, including you, that are living life on a little bit bigger scale, we all have good morning routines. And that's what the Rise and Grind is all about, man. I'm trying to give them some hope for tomorrow, something to look forward to the next day, and help change the way they start the day. I truly believe that we could solve a lot of the world's problems if we would just change the way people start their day. Disease, we could solve a lot of that, sickness, depression, all that stuff. If people would just change the way they start the day. So I'm so glad that you said that. And I'm going to let these guys off the hook. I'm going to let you off the hook because I know you want to attack the day today. But I am so thankful you came on here. Thank you so very much, Danelle. To those of you guys tuning in, please follow Danelle. Danelle, where can they follow you? Facebook and where else?
Friday night, tonight, 8 o'clock. Just like you start the day, I end every week, Friday night, 8 p.m. Facebook.com, Danelle Delgado. Man, I train for an hour. It's awesome.
That is awesome. I love your Friday. And you usually have your wine glass or It's water at the moment.
Water this morning. It's a little early for what are you drinking?
Right. A little early for that. Well, thank you. You guys follow Danelle. She's stinking awesome. She's one of the most amazing human beings that I've met. And this whole group, this whole Rise and Grind group, all of you guys are truly amazing. The fact that you are choosing every single day to get up with us and to rise and grind is making an impact on the planet. It's making an impact on you in your lives, in your coworkers' lives, in your family members' lives. So keep it up. You are these truly amazing individuals. Danelle Delgado, you are this amazing woman, uniquely created by the creator himself to be the best version of you that you can possibly be. And I, for one, absolutely love you. I
Thanks.
absolutely love you, Danelle Delgado. Thank you so much for everything. I'm going to pop off of here and let everybody get going. Danelle, you hang tight for just a second, and I'm going to try to figure out if I can go off of the live, but keep you for a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to try. Wish me luck.
You are awesome. We survived. We did it.
We did it. Okay, maybe if I just close that. I don't know. More.